Super Mario Galaxy 2 is the same type of game as the game before, a 3D platformer with gravity physics in place. You take control of Mr. Nintendo once more, and you must travel to many new galaxies this time around. Your goal in the game is to collect Power Stars, of course, and use their power to help Mario take one step further to reaching Bowser ever more closely. There is a grand total of 49 galaxies in the game, with 7 of them in 7 worlds each. Your hub world isn't the common observatory this time around, as you are given a spaceship that resembles Mario, but with green on certain outlines of the face that make it look more like Luigi. Strange. But anyway, this spaceship will help you travel on the world map, and the map system acts more like the maps that you travel in Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. For the DS and the Wii. So for those of you who complained about the non-linearity in the past 3D Mario games, then you can rest easy as the map system in this game resorts back to basics. The Power Stars you collect aren't one-shot galaxies anymore. You can gain a variety of 3 or 2 in each level, as well as a Grand Star in the last level of each world. Most of the Power Stars you gain are all in yellow, but there are some in a green color, but I'll talk about that much later. Many of the levels vary in many different shapes, sizes, and themes depending on where you go. Some of them may prove to be very frustrating if you aren't familiar with the first Galaxy game. Fear not, as there are cosmic guides that act as hint movies to show you how to get around some of those hard obstacles. You will end up fighting so many enemies that will block your path in obtaining each Power Star, so trying to get all of them isn't going to be a very simple task. What if I told you that there was a way to even the odds? Some of you might call me a believer or a liar. Well, if you call me a liar, then you seriously have got an attitude problem there, buddy. You want to know why? The answer is quite simple. Yoshi's been added into the mix. Yes, that cute and friendly dinosaur is back, and his involvement in this 3D Mario game has become a match made in heaven. You can ride on Yoshi to swallow your enemies to gain star bits, coins, and you can swallow fruit or try to gain many extra lives with mass consumption of them. Yoshi is very helpful in reaching some of those higher platforms that you can't reach on foot, as his flutter ability really comes in handy. You can even hear the music that have Congo beats when you're riding on him. Man, what great nostalgia. Yoshi is really helpful, and his existence in this game from Sunshine is stronger than before. You want more help from someone other than just Mario? This game has it. Luigi is back, and you who are fans of him can rejoice because his involvement is more vital than in the last game. He'll appear in many numerous galaxies to help Mario find Power Stars, and in order to play as him, all you just have to do is talk to him. That's it. He'll take over for Mario and go grab that Power Star with courage as his older brother. If you think Luigi is a coward in the main franchise, then guess again. As with the last game, you gain an assortment of power-ups, but there are newer ones to be added into your arsenal. Some of those new ones are the Cloud Suit to make Mario and Luigi jump higher and farther from where you are, and to create temporary cloud platforms too. The Rock Suit to transform Mario and Luigi into a boulder, to roll very fast and ram into objects to obtain items. And the Drill power-up to have Mario and Luigi carry a huge drill to drill holes into the ground and reach other places that are on the planets that you are standing on. The Fire Flower, Bee Mushroom, Boo Mushroom, and Spring Suit are back, but the Ice Flower is absent this time around, sadly. What about some power-ups for Yoshi? This game delivers that promise by giving you the Pepper Fruit to make Yoshi sprint like crazy, the Balloon Fruit to inflate Yoshi to make him float upwards into the air, and the Glow Fruit to illuminate paths that can't be seen with the naked eye. Finally, Prankster Comets are back, and you have to obtain a Comet Coin within the galaxies to access the many different challenges that await you. The colors are yellow and green, where the yellow ones vary with different challenges than sticking to different and random colors to code their Prankster Comet types. The green ones are still being kept under wraps, and I promise you that I'll talk about those later. Don't forget that there are hungry Lumas that will create new levels and new planets for you to jump to by feeding them with star bits and even coins as well. But anyway, the concept is still at large, just like the previous game, and it keeps it simple and to not stray away with anything that'll deviate from it. Just remember that you have to go through many worlds with different galaxies, collect Power Stars and Grand Stars, and rescue Peach from Bowser once more. Just like a main game in the Mario franchise would have you do. The core gameplay in Super Mario Galaxy 2 is still just as good as the first game. You move Mario with the joystick on the nunchuck, you jump with the A button, shoot star bits with the B button, use the D-pad to control the camera, and crouching with the Z button, as well as long jumping or executing a backflip with the A button. Even the spin attack comes back as the primary offense, so you just shake the Wiimote to do one to pummel a Goomba, Koopa Troopa, or even a Hammer Bro too. Even aiming your Wiimote to pick up star bits is back for you to easily collect those things and to gain access to places and such. So it hasn't changed that much from the first game, and that is a good thing. What's even better is the addition of Yoshi. He can jump by pressing the A button and holding the same button to flutter when he is in the air. Eating enemies has been a core concept with Yoshi, and its functions are a lot better than in Sunshine. You just aim your cursor at enemies to lash out that dinosaur's tongue to eat them, knock them off balance, or to struggle with them to make them mincemeat. Just remember that Yoshi can't eat every enemy like a Spiny or a Bullet Bill, but he can use them to shoot them at their own kind, or their own comrades, and to break contraptions that hold items from being obtained. Another function of aiming the Wiimote on obstacles are the air flowers that Yoshi can flip up to reach higher platforms or power stars altogether. One other aspect I forgot to mention is that the second player becomes more useful by controlling a co-star Luma to select and pick up items and carrying them over to Mario and Luigi with ease. While looking at the overall gameplay, it really doesn't show any flaws or hiccups. You know that you are in for a ride when you know that the gameplay is very solid, even with Yoshi. The control is perfect, and it makes you feel like you can control both Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi too. The sensitivity is just as perfect as the first Mario Galaxy, so the challenge is equal and fair, as before. Well, for the most part. When looking at the overall visuals, you can tell that the same engine that Super Mario Galaxy had in its design of the characters, levels, and enemies is brought back for its sequel, with some modifications and tweaks to make things even better. It's nothing new, but it's nothing bad per se. I wouldn't even go as far to say that the perspective of each galaxy shows more variety and creativity as a whole. Whether if it's rolling a ball down a Rainbow Road roller coaster, flying through the jungle with a huge bird, or sliding down on a slide towards the end of a level, each galaxy has its own characteristics and themes to add up to the game's overall design. What's even more awesome is the game likes to change the player's perspective or point of view from time to time. While this game is mostly a 3D game by all means, there are some segments where the levels change to 2.5D in an instant to give you that sense of nostalgia from playing the Mario games in the past. It was there in the first game, but it did not have that much purpose in any of the levels overall. This game, on the other hand, makes the feature give more challenge and makes the gameplay more intuitive. One other interesting fact is that there are 2 new levels that act as throwback levels to Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, as they pay homage to those games as well. Overall, the design looks very well done, and the modifications to its engine only makes things even better to go back to something that simple. It's the better looking 3D Mario game by far, if not the best one on the Wii at this point. If you are a fan of the music in the first Mario Galaxy, then chances are you will enjoy this game's soundtrack too. Coming back in full force from the first game, Mahito Yokota and Koji Kondo take up the lead in delivering another stellar soundtrack. However, they aren't alone, as a newcomer has expressed interest. Ryo Nagamatsu is the third composer of this game's score, and he comes off from his initial work with Mario Kart Wii from 2008. The interesting tidbit about this game's soundtrack is that Miyamoto wanted the whole soundtrack from the first Galaxy to remain intact, as he felt that it was pulled off perfectly. He even gave Yokota the option to remix those themes to his own liking to fit the game. With the inclusion of many new elements that weren't present before, Yokota believed that the retaining of the original soundtrack of the first game into the sequel would not be enough, as he believed that the newer ones based on the new power-ups, levels, Yoshi, and others needed to have their own themes that are original or remixed from past Mario games. When he brought this up to Miyamoto about the new elements in the game, Yokota was given the green light to add more to this game's musical score with the symphony orchestra at hand. Personally, I feel that some of the new themes that are brand new or remixed just don't seem to capture me fully, but that doesn't mean it's a bad soundtrack, as it is really well done. The sound effects are good as the last game, but it isn't anything new. I mean, there are new bells and whistles that are here and there, but you get the idea. Voice acting has become less as the first Mario Galaxy. Charles Martinet, Kenny James, and Samantha Kelly are back as Mario Luigi, Bowser, and Princess Peach. But there are some of those that return from past installments of the franchise or brand new ones too. It's always fun to hear Martinet as Mario and Luigi, Samantha Kelly as the lovable princess, and Kenneth James as the gruesome and scary voice of King Koopa. Even when playing Bowser's Inside Story on the DS, James' voice is really scary and it fits Bowser more than anyone else.
Showtime!
Overall, the music and sound are really good, just like the last game, and the new, recycled, and remixed editions are enough to give props to the sound department for capturing that feeling of a Mario game with flying colors.